The 12 Dancing Princesses. Once upon a time, in a grand kingdom, there lived a mighty king who had 12 beautiful daughters. These princesses were known throughout the land for their grace and charm. They all slept in a grand hall with their beds arranged in a row. Every night, the king locked their bedroom door securely, but by morning, their shoes were found worn out as if they had been dancing all night. This puzzled the king greatly. Determined to uncover the mystery, the king announced that whoever could discover where his daughters went every night would be granted the choice to marry one of them and inherit the kingdom. However, any man who attempted to uncover the secret but failed after 3 nights would be put to death. Many princes and noblemen tried their luck. Each was given a room next to the princess's chamber, and each night, they watched the door carefully. Yet, by morning, the princess's shoes were once again tattered, and the watchers had failed. Each one mysteriously fell asleep before midnight and never saw the princesses leave. Many brave men lost their lives in pursuit of the truth. One day, a poor but brave soldier, who had been wounded in battle, was passing through the kingdom. He heard of the king's challenge and decided to try his luck. As he made his way to the palace, he encountered an old woman on the road. She seemed frail but wise. Seeing his kind nature, she stopped him and said, "Do not drink the wine the princesses offer you at night, for it is laced with a sleeping potion. Take this magic cloak, it will make you invisible. Follow them in secret, and you shall uncover their mystery." The soldier thanked her and continued on his journey. When he reached the palace, he presented himself before the king and requested permission to try the challenge. The king agreed and led him to a chamber next to the princess's room. That night, the eldest princess brought him a goblet of wine, but remembering the old woman's advice, he only pretended to drink and later poured it away. As midnight approached, the soldier lay in his bed, pretending to sleep. The 12 princesses giggled amongst themselves, believing he had succumbed to the potion like all the others. The eldest princess clapped her hands, and suddenly, the floor beneath their beds opened up, revealing a hidden staircase leading underground. The princesses quickly descended, one after the other, and the soldier, now wearing the magic cloak, followed them unnoticed. The soldier was astonished as he stepped into a magnificent underground world. The staircase led to a dazzling avenue lined with silver, gold, and diamond trees. Their leaves shimmered as the princesses passed, plucking small branches as souvenirs. The soldier snapped off a twig from each type of tree to prove his journey. The path led to an enchanting lake where 12 splendid boats awaited, each manned by a handsome prince. The princesses stepped into their boats, each sitting beside a prince. The soldier, still invisible, quietly boarded the last boat. The prince rowing the boat complained that it felt unusually heavy, but the eldest princess dismissed his worries. The boat ride led them to a magnificent castle where lively music played, and the grand ballroom was lit with thousands of glowing candles. The 12 princesses danced joyfully with their princes, their skirts swirling and their feet moving swiftly across the floor. The soldier, watching from the sidelines, was amazed at the wonder before him. The princesses danced tirelessly until the break of dawn. As their shoes wore out, they returned to their boats and retraced their steps. The soldier followed them, slipping back into his chamber before they could notice his presence. The next morning, the king summoned him and asked if he had discovered anything. The soldier remained silent for the first 2 nights to observe further. On the 3rd night, he followed them again and collected more proof, another golden branch and a silver goblet from the castle. He saw them dance with the princes until their shoes were completely worn out. On the final morning, he stood before the king and declared, "Your Majesty, I have discovered your daughter's secret." The princesses gasped, their faces turning pale. He then recounted everything, how they descended through the secret passage, walked through the enchanted forest, sailed across the lake, and danced the night away in a hidden castle. He then presented the twigs and the golden goblet as proof. The king, both astonished and furious, turned to his daughters. With no way to deny it, the princesses confessed. The king asked the soldier to choose a princess for marriage. Being a humble man, he chose the eldest princess, as she was the wisest. True to his word, the king granted them a royal wedding and declared the soldier as the future king. As for the enchanted underground world, the passage was sealed forever, and the 12 princes and their kingdom vanished into the depths of legend. And so, the soldier and his bride ruled the kingdom wisely, and they lived happily ever after.